Streets and Scholars. You tapped in with Alex Alonso, and I'm here with a special guest, Gigi.
Hi,
I want to thank you for showing up. I want to thank you for pulling up.
I appreciate you having me.
And we're going to get right into a couple of topics. First and foremost, how you been doing?
I am hanging in there, despite all the stuff that's going around. But
Now, I can imagine you've been going through a lot of things mentally because things are being said about your name that are 1,000% untrue.
Absolutely.
And we're going to get into all of that.
Yeah.
And it's primarily over a person that is considered your husband, currently your husband right now.
He is currently my legal husband.
All right, so let's tell all the people out there that is tapped in, that are listening to Streets and Scholars, online, on all the podcast platforms who are watching us visually, who are you currently married to right now?
I'm currently married to Termaine Williams, a.k.a. Luce Cannon.
And how long have you been married to him?
We got married July 17th, 2020.
Okay, so we're going on 4 years of marriage.
Yes.
But is it fair to say that as of now, he's considered, you have an estranged relationship with him?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
And you are in the process of getting divorced?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, so take me back to the beginning. When did you first meet Termaine? I'm going to call him Termaine. It's very difficult for me to call this dude Luce Cannon. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is because I grew up with a dude named Luce Cannon.
Correct.
And over the years, and you know a little bit about this too, this guy, Termaine, has taken on the identity to a certain degree of the real Luce Cannon.
Yes, I found that out. I actually spoke to the real Luce Cannon, so I actually found out about the real Luce Cannon.
Okay.
When I filed for divorce, yes.
So right now, I'm going to refer to him as Termaine or the fake Luce Cannon.
Right, okay.
So take me back to the beginning. When did you even first meet this dude? So
I met Termaine in 2018. I met him in Riverside, California. He was doing like house parties, and one of my friends, radio bass, I was friends with his girlfriend at the time, Lauren, and we went to the house party that he had at the Riverside house. So that's how I had met him. He was throwing parties, and I had like a mobile strip club with strippers, so we decided to collab on a party together. So he was going to throw a party at the house, and I was going to bring the dancers, and we were going to collab on a party. That's how everything started.
Okay, so in 2018, if we do the timeline right, and you probably didn't know at the time, but he's still married to his second wife?
Yes, correct.
Because that divorce didn't happen until 2019.
Correct.
And tell the people what's the name of his second wife that he was married to at that time?
So his second wife is Carnekia Robinson, which we call her name is Nikki. Her nickname is Nikki, but it's Carnekia Robinson. She was his second wife. He was married to her for, I believe, 10 years.
Oh, okay. I think 2010 to 2019.
2010 to 2019.
That's 9. So
well, they were together 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, together 10 years.
So when you met him in 2018, how long did it take before you found out that this guy was actually married to another woman?
So I met him in 2018. I didn't find out he was still married probably until, I want to say, like, maybe like 4 or 5 months later, something like that. I found out he was married.
And how did that develop?
He still was lying about it. I mean, it was the same thing, kind of like what's going on now. Except for I did my due diligence and I called the court, and the court told me, and he said the clerk was misinformed, that they never went through the ceremony, they never did this. And then I Googled it and I went online and found the papers. And then, I mean, he filed for divorce once I found out that he was legally married. He filed for divorce.
Against
Nikki.
Carnekia,
correct.
Okay. So he was basically denying his marriage to Nikki.
Yes.
Miss Robinson, when he first met you.
Correct.
And I guess initially you must have believed it because
Absolutely.
it sounded believable.
Well, Nikki was in St. Louis. Her brother had died, so she had went to, I think it was her brother, her grandfather. So she wasn't in the state at the time. So he was able to play the role because she was in St. Louis. So she wasn't around. So he was with me, all the time. So that was the only reason why he was kind of able to play that, because she wasn't in the same state. she was grieving her brother's or grandfather's death at the time. So he was able to get away with a little bit more, trickery than normal.
So basically what he was doing and saying to you at the time about his marriage to Nikki is what he's currently doing now with the girl he's dating.
Correct.
Regarding his marriage to you.
Yes.
How does that feel?
It doesn't bother me at all, actually. I left Luce Cannon, the fake Luce Cannon. I filed for divorce. This is not the first time he's, had an affair or cheated or been with another woman. So by the time Charisse came into the picture, me and Cannon weren't even together. We weren't in a relationship. We were still married, but we weren't, sleeping with each other. We weren't together. We were living together only because I had just had our daughter and I had a C-section. So I really had nowhere to go. So we were sleeping in separate rooms. We were just living in the same house, but we weren't, the marriage was done. I just wanted to divorce and he was refusing to give me a divorce. So I was just making my escape plan at that point. Like, how do I get out of this? I just had a newborn baby. I hadn't been working, obviously. I stopped working when I was like 7 months pregnant. And by this time, you got to think, by the time Charisse came into the picture, he had spent all of our savings on another woman prior to her. So it was kind of like I was starting all over because he has spent all the money, tricking on some other female. So, I mean, it was kind of like I was trying to make my escape plan. Like, what am I going to do? So Charisse coming around, I mean, it wasn't like, oh my God, he's cheating. We were already done by that. Marriage was already over.
Okay. So you're referring to him, Termaine messing around with Blac Chyna.
Correct.
All right, we'll talk a little bit about that, but let's rewind a little bit. Okay. You meet him in 2018. Mm-hmm. You find out he's married 6 months later, but you guys continue this relationship.
Yes.
So talk about what it was like prior to getting married and what made you make the decision to marry this guy.
What's so funny is I think about that all the time, and me and actually the previous wives, we've actually talked and asked ourselves, what made us stay? What made us continue to be with this person that's been lying, deceitful, physically abusive, mentally abusive? And the only thing I could think of, with me, I think it's just, I didn't grow up with a mother or a father. So I think that, I didn't know my worth. I don't think I loved myself during that time. I don't think I knew the value of myself. So very naive, kind of just fell for anything. And I think that, Termaine is very good at playing on people. He definitely gets to know kind of like your weaknesses and, your innermost secrets, whether you're insecure or, you come from a broken home or you have father issues. And with Termaine, he kind of gets you into a place. I mean, it's real intense. When he first meets you, as you guys can all see, I'm sure from the interviews that everybody has seen, the lies are outlandish, and he's very good at, when he's outed for the lies, he'll come up with an even bigger lie. And then he's got, little minions around him to support the lies. And then, next thing you don't know what to believe, even though you have the proof in front of your face.
Okay, all right. How about Nas?
No, Nas is cool.
Okay, yeah, what was it like when you were working with him?
It was just like, cause it was gifted a whole nother level. So it was like a different vibe. It was like out of here. It's like a different atmosphere.
What did you do with him?
Produce for him.
Oh, what did you produce?
The song with him and what's that fat bitch name? I produced so many records, I be forgetting the damn names. I produced so many records, I be forgetting the damn names. Because I be forgetting the damn names.
But I think that was kind of the reason why I stayed, because the fake Termaine didn't have, it's not like he had tons of money or anything when I met him. So I think it was more so about myself. It was just me.
When you look back at it, was there anything about him that you actually liked?
He was very persistent. He was very persistent. He was showered you right away with just like flowers, very persistent and, taking you out, kind of just treating you like, like a lady. He never pressured you for sex or anything like that.
He came to the door and made sure I got in smoothly, escorted me. He just treated me like a queen. You know what I'm saying? He made sure my champagne glass was filled. He protected me. People wanted, take photos, whatever. He just was just being that Now, I love me a man. Like, he was treating me like a straight stallion. Like, he really was like, listen, whatever you need, I'm here for you.
He was just very persistent, kind of came off as a gentleman. And then, of course, he's, telling you these lavish stories. I own Subways, I own GameStops, I have my life together type thing and stuff like that. And I had my own businesses too. So it was kind of like he makes you feel like you've met your match.
And then y'all have the nerve to call me slow. How is this somebody slow that got 33 million records sold and produced, own 2 Subways, 63 AirB&Bs, $17 million in property, real estate? How is that slow?
How can a guy like me, y'all say I'm slow, I'm a bozo, I'm all this, but I could have 50, 60, 80 people pull up and follow my orders every single time? No, I'm a general. Y'all try to paint a picture. Y'all try to make it seem like it's something wrong with me. No, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just too smart for y'all. I'm intelligent. I'm a self-made millionaire. Y'all don't understand that. I have $17 million in property, right? I own 2 Subways, 2 nail shops, 63 AirB&Bs. It's different. Like,
and then once that happens, I think he alienates you from everybody. So I'd say like 30 days, 60 days in, next thing you know, it's just you and him. So you really have nobody else because it goes that quick.
Okay, so take me back to the decision of marriage. How did the decision, you want to marry him, he wants to marry you, how did that all materialize?
We didn't get married until 2 years later. I think the marriage came, I think we only got married because the abuse had gotten really bad to a point. And by that time, he had alienated from me he had turned like friends and family against me with a lot of lying and a lot of craziness. And just like how it is right now, a lot of people, didn't know what was truth and what was not. He made it seem like I was the crazy one. And I think now everybody's kind of looking back because I've gotten phone calls, apologizing. But I think at that time, I just felt like really alone. I kind of felt trapped. I had nowhere to go at that point. I had no family was talking to me. No friends were talking to me. He had kind of turned everybody against me. So it was kind of like, what are you going to do?
Okay, so when you met him in 2018, up to when you decided to marry him in 2020, the drama had already unfolded.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
When did the abuse start?
I'd say probably maybe within like 6 months.
Okay.
6 months was probably, it didn't start drastically. It was kind of like a slap. And then it was kind of like, a choke, things like that. It started off small, little things. But he kind of had a way of making it feel like it was you, so like it was your fault. And I never thought, a lot of people, know me in LA, just because I've been, in LA for so long. And I never thought I would, I thought I was strong. I thought I would never be in an abusive relationship. But like I said, I think that he gets you to a place where, you don't know which way is up and which way is down because his manipulation, his lying game is so fierce. So by time then, I didn't even know who I was anymore. He had flipped my whole life just that quick. So
then he divorces Nikki while he's dating you.
Yes.
And then at some point he proves to you, look, I'm divorced from this girl.
Yes.
And that must have been another way to pull you in.
Absolutely. And then, God came into play. We started talking about going to church, and we were going to church every Sunday, and he was paying tithes, and he really played on God a lot, and he really played on, just like he's telling these elaborate lies now, this is nothing new. He told me he was molested as a child. Things like that. Told me that, his father's on death row. So he kind of played on the whole abandonment issues. So, every time something would happen, it's like, all I have is you, don't leave. So a lot of that too played a part in me staying, and just, I didn't know. So I'm thinking everything he's telling me is truth.
Now, you mentioned his father's on death row. I just want to clear up any sort of mistakes or errors that people may have, his father is George Williams, not Darren Williams.
No, his father's name is George.
Which are two different guys from the same neighborhood that are, well, actually Darren Williams was on death row, but that's a different thing that's going on the internet. People are confusing who Termaine's dad is, but it's George Williams.
Termaine's dad is George Williams.
Not Darren Williams, y'all.
I don't know Darren Williams, so no.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
So get that correct, y'all. It's not C-Dub, Darren Williams. It is George Williams. That's the father of Termaine. Correct. Have you ever met his father? Did they ever go visit him?
No.
Okay.
No, not when we were together. I've talked to his father though. Me and his father had a good relationship. I've talked to him.
All right. So you marry him. When do you realize he doesn't have the stock, he doesn't own these businesses, he doesn't have the things that he said that he told you he had?
So I don't think that I realized every lie didn't get exposed at one time. It kind of was over time. Like I said, we were really alienated. So it was mainly just us and his like little posse he would have around. It'd be like a different posse every year or every 6 months he'd change posses, but we never were around like, his family like that besides his twin brother. So it wasn't like there was tons of people to warn me or say anything. And then, homies have codes, so they're not going to come and tell me. But it was just like little things I would find out. Like I found out he didn't own the Subways. He didn't own the GameStops and things like that. And, his thing is, I was just saying that to impress you. I didn't want you to think, little lies like that. So it just came over time.
So how were the bills getting paid when you guys were, when did you guys start to live together before the marriage?
Before, yeah.
And
we
then,
lived together.
And where were you guys living and how were the bills getting paid?
I worked. I've been I worked. I worked. I paid the bills. He moved in with me.
So you were the breadwinner most of the time?
Most of the time, yes.
Every once in a while, though, he would pick up a bag here and there and contribute to the family.
Yes.
But it was inconsistent.
It was very inconsistent. We've been homeless. We've been sleeping in the car. We've slept in hotels. Like I said, it was very inconsistent. So by the time we got together, like later, when he moved in with me and, I was paying the bills and working, like I said, once he got like a bag one time, then we moved into a house together. And then it would be inconsistent. Then I'd have to start working in it because he didn't want me to work for some odd reason. I don't know why.
And where did you guys live at?
We lived in Riverside, California, and Corona, California.
And what was family life like under the roof together?
So I have an older daughter, only one child outside of me and his daughter together. She was a teenager at the time, so it was okay. She was 16, 17, so she wasn't home a lot. She didn't know anything about the abuse or anything like that. Like I said, it has its ups and downs. With Termaine, it's like a roller coaster. You never know what you're going to get. You never know what chaos and drama. It was a lot of chaos and drama he created, falling out with his brother. They were going to war at times.
I haven't seen no marriage certificate. I didn't go to the wedding. I don't have I haven't seen no wedding pictures or nothing like that.
Well, they do got wedding pictures because I believe they shot a wedding probably for the reality show.
Okay,
but
you know more than I do because I don't follow them.
Well, you don't follow your brother on Instagram?
No.
Why not?
We have differences, that personal reasons why I don't deal with him and his so-called wife.
You were never invited to a wedding?
No. Never.
But as a brother, you would have been. You should have been invited, right?
Yeah, I should have if I respected that situation. I don't respect that situation.
Okay. And from what I understand, I had Gigi. She was sitting right in the same chair you're sitting in right now, and she presented all kind of paperwork, all kind of receipts that shows that her divorce is not even final yet.
Yeah.
So she can't, your brother can't possibly, well, you can actually. You can go marry as many people as you want.
Yeah.
But if he did marry Charisse Mills, it's an illegal marriage, if they did. Mm-hmm. So what do you think was going on between him and that woman?
Like you said, if he did and he didn't handle his business with Jasmine, then at the end of the day, it's illegal. So, I can't sit there and say that he did. Like I said, I didn't see no marriage at all. I don't know. I didn't see no marriage certificate. Like you said, it could just been all for fake for the reality TV.
Yeah, who knows? But having Gigi here and talking to Gigi multiple times, she's a very sane woman.
Of course.
She's more normal than your brother and his girlfriend combined.
Did you see the? Yeah, you see the shit that they got going on, the interviews and shit. This shit sounds stupid. It sounds ignorant. It sounds like two people that's fighting mental illness. I feel bad about the situation. They're pretending to be something that they're not and saying all type of stuff, just, chasing fame.
Things like that, just him and the homies, him making up stories. Oh, I just got shot 10 times and they calling me. It was always some drama. It was like being in a movie. You just never know which scene was going to be today. So it was always some drama.
So you was aware of these lies he was telling to other people? Or like, for example, getting shot 10 times. He can't get away with telling you that because you see his body every time.
Correct. So it was always like, oh, no, they were going to shoot me. It was always, whenever he get caught in a lie, then it just rolls over with another lie. So it was always something to undercut the lie. So it was never it was a never ending lie. It was one lie, then you bust him out. Then it's another lie, and then you bust him, and it just kept going. It was always insane.
Now, did he ever make any claims about hip hop, rap, music, and people that he worked with?
Not at that time, no.
Okay.
No. I knew he did Bringing Back California, I don't even remember a year, when he was a teen with Nipsey Hussle and YG. But when I had met him, there was no talks of. He wasn't a rapper. That wasn't something that he was doing at the time when I met him.
So was it at some point when he was with you, did he talk about this is what he wanted to do?
When I got pregnant, yes.
Okay.
Then he decided he wanted to be, he had always called himself Luce Cannon, but he wasn't going to the studios or doing anything like that. But once I got pregnant, he said that, he didn't want to do the little hustling he was doing, and he wanted to get a rap studio in the house, and he wanted to be a producer and sign artists. So I, okay, sure.
So you guys were living together, and you sent me a rental agreement that you guys have, and it looked very official. It's got the names of the property owners. It's got the dates. It's pretty, and it's consistent with the time you were married to him. How do you feel when people, when he disputes even knowing you?
Cannon's not a prize to be tied to. And it's not even about me. And like I said, my thing is not really coming out speaking about him. You can talk about me and lie on me. I don't care. It's the baby. It's when them two started bringing my daughter into it. That's when I draw the line. He can disclaim me. Like I said, I don't really care about that. But, when you give your life to bring a life into this world, and then that life is going to grow up and see that the one man who was supposed to love and protect her, is, so.
Right now, she's a little too young to understand this.
Yeah, thank God.
Okay. He denied having a child with you to the extent to where he said that you guys are supposed to do a DNA test.
Correct.
I believe he told this to Tasha K. And let me just say, that interview that Tasha K gave, it was terrible because Tasha K did not ask any of the questions. She did not come back with any rebuttal questions.
Okay.
She didn't do any research.
Okay.
She could have simply just checked to see if your marriage certificate was even authentic by going to the website.
Okay.
But back to the DNA issue. Did you guys ever have a conversation about DNA? Was there ever any sort of question about him being the father of your child?
We went through IVF. We paid to have the baby.
What does that mean? Explain that.
So when I was younger, in college I had got pregnant, and I had an ectopic pregnancy. So it damaged my fallopian tubes. So I can carry children. I just can't have them through intercourse. So we went through IVF. So we went through a reproduction fertility clinic, and they took the sperm from his balls and put them in my uterus, and we made a child.
I'm laughing because that just means it's impossible for any other man to have gotten you pregnant.
Exactly. I think I sent you the videos of us and that's why I said, that's the reason why I'm like, what I told you, before I do this, I wanted people to really, look at the truth. Don't go take my word for it. He's in the video, and it says on the screen, reproduction fertility clinic. And I have two videos, one before when they seen how many eggs were fertilized.
Okay, so from peak to peak, or the same place both times. There, and then set. Excellent. 133 print twice. Wow. 2 times, 1 for me, 1 for patient.
So is that good?
It's perfect. We want anything over 120.
And then the second one, when we first went back, 30 days later, and found out I was pregnant.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, you got an 18.
Oh my God, I have an 18. That's you, baby. Look at this is what mommy's doing and daddy's doing to have you. Going through a lot.
Awesome. I'm sure.
Oh.
I think you're cute.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. And this is your beautiful doctor who's helping us have you. She's the most amazing doctor ever.
And we're all wearing masks.
And we're all wearing masks so you can be healthy because it's COVID. It's 2021. It's February 26th. Oh my God. I'm going to cry. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. I'm so happy. Oh my God.
You know, you're right about the child thing. Even though your child's too young to understand it now, as she gets older and as these videos are going to exist forever.
Exactly.
And she's going to see them.
Exactly.
And you have one child with him.
I have one child with him.
But what's sad is we got on a phone call with Nikki, Carnekia.
Correct.
Who has two biological children. Correct me if I'm wrong. 2 biological children. Mm-hmm. She was pregnant when they got married, and he adopted that child.
No, the child was already born. He was in Pampers. I believe he was like 1 or 2 when they met.
Okay.
He was like 1.
Oh, he's going to hate me. This Nikki talking. I'm the only one that was still talking to him and allowing him to talk to the kids and all that. He never ever would think that I would have went against him or any of that. This is a shock. That's why he hung up on us the other day. You can't just be sitting up here lying on people, especially not nobody that's dead, and talking about some damn, like, you going too far. It's going too far. And then he said he didn't know me. So if you don't know me, I'm the most consistent thing in your whole goddamn life. So if you didn't know me and we was married 10 years, then that means you don't know my kids either. Like, he should have brought me in there and then had the nerve to block me like I call you. Fuck wrong with you? Then the bitch hung up in my face when I did call, trying to see what the fuck is why is you doing these interviews and shit. She hung up in my face.
Nikki, when y'all was together, y'all had financials up and down. Y'all was up and down.
Yeah, it was definitely up and down, like with any financial situation. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers about go up, then you'll go down. Shit happen. He'll make a lot of bad decisions. He'll blow a bag. Like I said, somebody call him if y'all was smart. One of y'all inbox him and tell him you got a fire promo for him. I bet you he gonna send you the money. With me, I ain't gonna lie. I love the nigga. And it was an up and down. I love the nigga. Girl. The nigga, he was a sweet ass person. The motherfuckers that was around him, you can't lie and just say that he was all bad. It ain't all bad. I wouldn't have had kids with the motherfucker. Exactly. Like I said, he's a kind-hearted ass person. He'll give you the last that was on you know what I'm saying, the shirt off his back.
So in essence, he took on the obligation of being a father to that child.
Yeah, his name is Mike. He did not know Termaine was not his father. He thought Termaine was his father because, like I said, when Nikki had met him, Mike was in Pampers.
And Nikki would be the second wife.
Correct. That's Carnekia Robinson.
If y'all keeping score out there are multiple wives that this guy has had. And again, Tasha K, let this guy say that this girl that he's currently dating is the first and only wife.
Yes, that's what I heard.
In fact, let's play a quick little clip.
Filming the show for Zeus, the real side chick. So I figured with the sideline, with you,
side chicks is not even on Zeus.
Okay, all right. You know what? I do have her certificate here.
You know it's penciled in, right?
The state of Nevada.
You know it's penciled in, right?
Marriage certificate.
Wait, you know it's penciled in, right?
Do you see
it's written in, right?
The certificates are not like that. She is.
You
want
to stop that?
Charisse Mills,
really
you're a liar right also.
But it has a stamp. It says you guys were certified.
Do you see it's penciled in?
Oh man.
Okay, so it says you guys were married July 17, 2020. It is written in.
They cannot write it in. It don't go so.
There's a United States Seal of America. How she get all these? And then how she get the fee? There's a fee. 7/20/2020. She got a copy and a receipt.
You tried a little bit, Tasha K, but you didn't press it hard enough.
Clark County Clerk, State of Nevada marriage certificate.
Child.
And it's written.
You ain't gonna go to jail, are you?
How are we gonna go to jail? They would have been arrested by now. Let's talk about her running away from the police because she got an arrest warrant for her.
She's a great deflector. Just Charisse Mills.
Okay.
So this is
That's
what
why she fled to Texas. So let's keep that a book.
Okay.
I didn't meet him filming a show. Let's clear the air. I met him way before we started filming that other show that's not coming out for us, right? This girl was stalking me from the moment we were together. I don't know how she hacked into his iCloud.
All right, that's enough. I'm assuming you watched this whole interview.
I actually have not.
Oh, you have not? Okay. This is just a little segment, but this interview was just full of lies, full of deceit, full of deception, full of deflection. And one of the reasons why they said that your marriage certificate was not authentic is because it's got handwritten information like signatures and other things of the sort. What's your response to all of that?
It's public record. We got married in Las Vegas. I mean, I think by now everybody knows his name. And I mean, even if they don't, they know my name. You can literally just type in Jasmine Danae Adams and pull up my marriage records. I mean, everybody knows his name, Termaine Ashley Williams. And for those who don't, he was born November 6, 1982. Go look it up. Nobody has to take my word for it. I mean,
now, do you believe that they actually did get married?
I don't know.
Because some people do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. He possibly could have. They did get married in Las Vegas, so it goes by state. So he could have forged, because all they do is ask you, have you ever been married before? And are you, did you get divorced? And he could have just put yes or no.
You said they didn't get married in where?
They didn't get married in Las Vegas, where we were married.
Correct, because you could just look that up.
Correct.
Yeah. But if they did get married, they're practicing a bigamous marriage then.
Absolutely.
Which is illegal in the state of Nevada, by the way.
Absolutely.
And
it's actually illegal in all 50 states.
Correct.
I looked it up.
Yeah. But we don't know for sure.
No, I don't. And nor, like I said, I really don't care.
But if she did get married to him, would she be the fourth wife? Do we know if there's any other wives other than the three, you, Nikki, and another woman that we haven't spoke about yet? Do we know if there's more wives than that?
I do not know. Okay. I mean, because you'd have to look in whatever county they got married in, just like we don't know what county they got married in. I don't, because they have their ceremony from what I heard in LA, but that doesn't mean that's where you have to file, because you file wherever wherever your ceremony happens. So I really don't know I don't know what their situation. So there could be. I have no idea.
Okay. And also in terms of your marriage to Termaine, you have a picture at the chapel. Mm-hmm. This happened during COVID.
Exactly.
So everybody's wearing masks.
Exactly. Which is why we couldn't have family and friends. At that time, you could only have 2 witnesses there. And it was like a whim thing. So we actually went to Vegas prior to that to get married, and we ended up not doing it. We ended up not having the ceremony. We wouldn't file the papers, and then I think we had got an argument or something, and we ended up not going to the chapel. We ended up not just doing our vows and stuff. And then when we went with our friends, Christina and her husband, Jerry, that was when he was kind of like pressing, like, let's do it. We're here. So we kind of just did it during that time.
Now, have you ever had any communications with his current girlfriend / fake wife, Charisse Mills? And if so, how did that go?
I've never spoke to her directly now. Others, like, only time I had any interaction with her was my daughter had pneumonia. She was in the hospital. This is May 15th of 2022. And Termaine had decided to come to the hospital. His mother had actually told him, because I hadn't talked to him maybe for like a couple days. He wasn't checking on his daughter or anything like that. Because I had moved. This is when I had moved out of house and I was staying in hotels and stuff like that. And then with my older daughter, who had her own place in Rancho Cucamonga. So he decided to bring Charisse Mills to the hospital to where my daughter was went pneumonia. When he tried to bring her into the hospital room, and my older daughter stopped her at the door and was like, this has nothing to do with you. We don't even know who you are. You can't come in. So when my daughter went to because she's trying to push herself in the room. So my daughter's she's 23 now, but she was like 21 at the time, was like stopped her and kind of pushed her back. Charisse went to go hit my daughter. So of course the mama bear, I'm holding the infant, and then I clock Charisse with my right hand. And then that's when Cannon sucker punched me.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys got the squabbing in the hospital?
In the hospital, yes.
And what was the hospital staff doing during all of this?
I think everybody was caught off guard because, again, there was a restraining order in place at that time. I had already told the hospital that there was a restraining order, so he wasn't allowed. They had somehow snuck their way up there. They didn't check in. They weren't invited. So I think everybody was caught off guard because even we were caught off guard. We just turned around and they're like, whoop, there they are. So that's the reason why the baby was kind of getting knocked around, because I think their reaction was slow. So once we all started fighting, then finally one of the nurses grabbed the baby.
Did the hospital call the police?
Absolutely.
They came?
Absolutely.
What'd they do?
Cannon got arrested.
Is that right?
For violating the domestic violence restraining order, yes.
Okay, what about for hitting you or assault or anything like that?
I didn't press charges because, like I said, Charisse had damage done. I had, obviously, I know how to fight. I ain't no punk. So, after I had beat Charisse up, because she had scars, she was messed up. At that point, they said that if I press charges, that I could go to jail. She could press charges against me too, because it was mutual combat at that point. And it was only because she had damage done and I didn't.
It doesn't go by who struck first, and that's the person that gets blamed?
Well, you couldn't see. The cameras in the hospital still was at Loma Linda. So I don't know if anybody's been to Loma Linda in the children's ward, but cameras are only at certain angles, and we were fighting in the room. There's no cameras in the room.
Okay, so it's like your story versus her story.
Correct.
And they just let y'all just
leave
it alone.
Exactly. If we would have fought in the hallway, then everything would have been on camera. So all you see is them coming to the hospital inside, like to the room. But once they come into the room, there's no cameras. Okay. So it was our word against theirs.
What about your daughter was a witness, though?
Yeah, she made a statement, and it was them two against us two. So it's 2 against 2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she's clearly aware of your existence if she came to the hospital.
Well, yeah, I think her mom actually. There was a podcast that was done with Wack and Troy Ave, and I think his wife Wolf.
Play the content. Play the content. Hold on.
Yeah, I was calling because I was trying to check the status of my divorce.
Sure. What's the case number?
Okay, the case number is F as in Frank, L as in Larry, R as in Robert, I as in Igloo, 220-2927.
And your name, please?
Jasmine Adams.
And can you verify the father's name and the child's name on the case?
Termaine Williams and Williams.
Okay, so what are we looking at for this case?
So I'm trying to find out what's the next step to finalize the divorce. My soon-to-be ex-husband claims that we were already given given a divorce decree in November of last year, and I'm trying to figure out how that's possible when the divorce isn't finalized.
What?
That's what he said. No. He said that he said that we were officially divorced November last year, that he got a final judgment is automatically given.
No, because first of all, the judgment has not been submitted yet. So I don't know how he will be receiving the decree without filing the judgment. You still need to submit the next set of paperwork, which is the judgment packet.
Correct.
If you don't submit those, the divorce will not be finalized, and the judgment will not be signed by the judge. It has to be signed by the judge.
Right.
So the next step will be the judgment packet.
Okay.
Did you submit that already? Or
no, I have not. But I was just calling because she's under the impression that we're not still legally married, and I'm telling her I've talked to the court and we are still legally married, correct?
You are still considered married up until now because the judgment has not been finalized. You must complete more paperwork, which is called the judgment, which I told you.
So
I don't know where he got that.
I don't know where he got that from, but he has illegally entered into another marriage. I guess he falsified some marriage certificate saying that he received a divorce decree. So at this point, it's bigamy because now he's married to 2 people, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure there was nothing filed. Like I just wanted to make sure there was nobody, my name not being forged on documents or anything, because I called the court and they told me that we are still legally married, that it's not complete. So I just wanted to make sure that nothing has been done without my knowledge.
Right. If you want, you can come to the court and get the register of action.
That was the end of the content.
So there you have it. They're not legally married. Well, the marriage is not legally binding.
Hey, hello.
Right? I think instead of coming to New York, clout chasing off of Troy Ave, you need to go find your children, because they're posting. That's fine, but you're commenting under people's pages, and your children are saying that you're a deadbeat father. You've abandoned all your kids, and now they're looking for you on social media. So instead of trying to find Troy Ave, you need to find your kids. Let's start there. Come back up. Who shot him? I want to know why he owes how much I said? $122,000 in child support.
Listen. There you go. What up, Luce? What's the word?
Hey, Luce.
Let him come.
I'm in New York. I know. Listen.
Fake stuff that y'all supposed to do all that. I'm in New York.
Where you at in New York?
So your name is not Termaine Williams?
Listen. Who?
Your name.
Spell my name.
Your name is not Termaine Williams. Termaine Williams. That's not
Whack. I'm gonna send you my ID.
Should I send? I'll send you his ID.
I could PTR your ID.
Let me see.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
He ain't gonna run without a conversation with him.
You stay right there.
But you know I'm in New York. But you know I'm in New York right now. You know where I'm at.
Oh, where you at? Where are you at? Like, we don't even have to.
We on the internet. Hey, listen, gang.
Yeah, you on some police shit.
Hold on.
All right, one mic. Okay. Hi, Gigi. Hi, Gigi.
Hello.
Gigi, do you know this man?
Yes, I do. He's my
Who is this man? He's your what?
He's my husband.
Okay, so he's saying that his name is not Termaine Williams. Is he lying?
His name is Termaine Williams. He can sit up there and play these games and these lies so everybody can believe it. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's public record. He knows his name. He knows his name is Termaine Williams. He knows we're still legally married. He knows I filed for divorce. He knows that he abandoned the daughter we had. He knows all that. He can sit here and try to say whatever he wants.
Listen.
I got receipts for days.
Listen, let's cut
you have a daughter that you don't take care of. Stop with the bullshit. Stop with the public lies and embarrassment. Just sign the damn papers legally so your daughter could go on with her life. I've been asking you to sign the papers.
Hold on, Gigi, listen. I'll take care of his daughter, okay? My name is Levels. You can tap in with me up here. I'm a man.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Listen, I told him when I filed for divorce, I didn't ask for no child support.
Listen,
I asked for nothing. I told him, Jermaine, I said I will receive all right.
There's no point.
What you want to fight for? We're trying to handle a family matter. We're not fighting.
Jermaine, you having a fake wedding.
I don't even know this bitch. I don't even know this bitch like that. This bitch is crazy.
So this is not you.
Let me send you some more receipts of him in the hospital.
Listen.
So this is not. So everybody go to Slime Time, because I just PTR'd the picture of him holding her stomach.
Thank you.
Her pregnant stomach.
Wait a minute.
Go to Slime
Time
for
days with the same tattoo on his hand that he has now.
Yo, look, I'm a big deal. Listen. Y'all get married because the last 6 years I only seen you with Blac Chyna. That's it.
We got married July. We got married July 17, 2021.
Listen, I came front. He done been in my studio 4 or 5 times with Blac Chyna.
Oh, I know. You think Charisse is the first bitch that he tricks on? He likes tricking on females. I got those receipts too. Do you want those from Blac Chyna?
You do this with every bitch.
Yes, we do. Let's get Blac Chyna in here. Let me get Blac Chyna in here. Let me hit up.
I'm trying to buy her Chanel boots.
Stop clout chasing.
I'm gonna get Blac Chyna in here.
Let this husband and wife talk, because he's been blocking her and keeping her away from his platforms.
When I see him, I'm gonna fuck.
Listen, we gonna get around to that, but we got content going on right now that you gotta handle. We could get to him later. He's in the Bentley dealership, but right now you got content in front of your face. You gotta handle your family matters.
Yeah, shut up, bitch. When I see you, I'ma slide your dumb ass.
That's fine. I'll be waiting.
I'm
But in the
New York
meantime,
right now. We
in the
can meet
meantime,
up
I'll be
right
waiting.
now.
I'll be
We can
waiting.
meet
But
up
in the
right now if you
meantime,
really
your
in New
wife
York.
is here. Your wife is here asking you to sign the divorce papers. Why are you not signing the divorce papers?
Sign over your rights. Sign the papers.
Oh, so you fucked her. You fucked her a couple times. Now you fucked her a couple times. I thought you didn't know her.
Exactly. Now
Yeah, got him.
Listen, it's a rat that's claiming to be something that's more than she's not.
What who are you?
Listen, y'all put in.
So if I drop y'all marriage license right now, then what?
Listen,
Google,
bitch.
it's public record.
Listen, bitch. I don't have time for.
Did y'all get married in Vegas?
Yes, we did. We got married in Las Vegas along with his two past wives. This nigga's been married 3 times. I'll send you all statistics.
Teach me how to do that.
I'll produce pictures. I'll produce pictures of us at
Hey, Luce Cannon, teach me how you can do that 3 times. I want to know that game. That's some good game.
You must be from Africa.
I got married in Vegas too.
They got paternity pictures together.
Me too, Beast.
Levels. Listen, I'm talking.
Filed for divorce and he won't sign the divorce
Hold on,
papers
one mic.
because apparently in the West Coast, divorce papers come with child support, and he owes $122,000 in child support. He doesn't want to pay any child support to the baby.
Hold on. He wanna talk to me, and you know I could meet up with him. I'm in New York. I can see his ID personally. But go ahead, Luce Cannon. I'm gonna give you the floor. Go ahead, player.
Listen, it's like period. I'm not gonna play with nobody.
I don't give a fuck.
I get busy. I get real busy. So y'all playing this clout chasing thing for content to get y'all a couple thousand likes off the crib. That's
How
cool.
you get busy, but you don't take care of your kids?
On everything that y'all
Hold on,
say.
bro.
Y'all gotta stand on everything y'all say. Period.
Now I will say this. I don't know about that not take care of the kids shit. The nigga ain't never been broke. He ain't no broke nigga. So I don't know if that's cause they ain't seen eye to eye. Luce, do you got a kid by her or you question if that's your kid?
Whack, it's like this. We were supposed to have a kid, right? She went 9 months, right? I mean, she went 6 months. She said she had the baby early, right? When she said she had the baby early, we went to the first doctor visit. The doctor said you went 40 weeks. That's 9 months. That's 3 months shy. So it's no way. This is my baby.
I actually spoke to the mother prior to that hospital incident when I first found out about Charisse. Because mind you, I told you me and Cannon were still living together.
Spoke to which mother?
Charisse's mother.
Okay.
Charmaine Mills. I spoke to her and I told her, your daughter's with my husband. Said totally fine. I said, just make sure he signs the divorce papers and takes care of the child. Because I told you we were already, I wasn't together with him anyway. We were just living together. And she said that wasn't her problem. And that was it.
So she has to know that you're married to
she knows.
To Termaine.
She knows.
All right, so she's deliberately lying to people like Tasha K and whoever else.
Absolutely.
All right, did you ever see the interview she gave with Sharp on No Jumper? Sharp Tank on No Jumper.
What guy is that?
One of the co-hosts on No Jumper.
Oh, yes, I did see that one.
And in the whole interview, she's talking about my husband this, my husband that, my husband this.
I didn't see the whole interview, but I did see parts of it. Is that where she was talking about she got robbed at the strip club? Is that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen parts of it.
I just thought it was interesting about how often she referred to Termaine as my husband this and my husband that. It's an interview from 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still currently married to the guy.
And this is why I keep my husband home most of the time. When I met my husband, he had a brand called Integrity Before Money. And I was like, yo, I live my life like that too. If my husband didn't stand up. So I tell my husband that all the time. With my husband, we've been inseparable from day one. My husband's a producer, so he's the one that actually produced Drop a Bag. And he's also featured on it too because he raps. So having a husband that actually produces and writes and does these amazing things, it's destined. It's like Mariah and Tommy Mottola. You know what I'm saying? I needed my king, and I got my king.
Mm-hmm. I think she's trying to prove a point so bad because I don't think she ever intended for it to get out that he was married. Because, like you said, as we could see from Tasha K, most people aren't going to go take the time to look. People like mess and drama at the expense of others because for them it's entertainment. I think she knows that from I mean, I think she did an interview saying that, you know, she's been in this business and the things that she's done to get to where she wants to be. So this is nothing new from according to her interview, because I saw clips of her interview with WAC 100 on No Jumper. And I think she had mentioned something about, you know, doing sexual favors and things to get to where she wants in the industry, and all the men she's married men, not married men. So I mean, it's expected. She said this is what she does. So
yeah, she was saying all that stuff right in front of Termaine, kind of making him look like a punk.
I mean, yeah, like they both are kind of seem like they're after the same thing. So
Yeah.
I honestly think it's a good match, because clearly both of them are willing. He's willing to sell his kids out and his family and friends and everything else, and she's willing to sell her body. So. Perfect match.
She told Sharp that she was 35 years old, but to me, she looks clear.
She's 40.
Okay. So she lied.
She lied.
So this
she
girl,
lied.
this girl is just hey, they're a great couple then. Cause
That's what I'm saying. They're a
both
great couple,
serial
right?
liars.
Yeah, right.
She's lying about her age and everything.
Correct.
All right, so take me to the point when you decided, I'm done with this marriage, I'm done with this guy, and I'm about to file for divorce.
So I think for me, it was the affair with Blac Chyna.
All right, how did you find out about that, and how the heck did that start?
How did I find out about it? So I knew that he was trying to get her on a song. I knew that. But again, you know, I never caught him like in the act with her at that time. This was around like October 8th or something around there. So, you know, woman's intuition.
Of what year?
2021.
Okay, so you're barely married. You're 1 year into the marriage.
1 year in, and I was 8 months pregnant.
Okay.
So I noticed he was going to the backyard talking a lot, and I put a recording device back there, and I heard the conversation, and that's when I realized he was cheating.
What did you hear?
Just him calling her and them talking about what they're doing sexually, and you know, gonna come pick you up, and we're gonna go to the studio and have some fun, and then I'm gonna come over and basically just give you some dick. I mean, pretty much, it was a sexual relationship from what I gather from the recording and the text messages. So.
And did you ever confront Termaine about that?
Yeah, there's a video of me confronting him, actually. There's a video I recorded, actually, after I recorded that phone conversation. I confronted him about it at our home in Riverside.
Okay, and in this video, he's clearly deflecting every question you're asking him. What are you talking about, Gigi?
Right.
What do you mean? You're crazy.
What you doing? Now you leaving? Now you leaving? Yeah, he right here. Here, go ahead.
What are you doing?
Now you leaving?
Leaving where?
You just put your baby down just so she don't see you walking in here in the house with your wife?
What the fuck is you talking
With your
about?
wife and your baby?
You are fucking retarded.
Oh, you don't want her to see you here with your wife and your baby?
You is retarded. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You don't want her to see you here with your wife and your baby? Is that what it is?
You're ignorant.
Is that what it is?
What is the point? What the fuck is you doing?
What do you mean? I'm just trying to figure out. You don't want her to see you with your wife and your baby?
What?
Don't turn off the light. You don't want her to see you at home with your wife and your baby?
Stop. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nigga, we're married. And you fucking around with another bitch. What are you talking about? You got a newborn baby. What do you mean? What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
No, you're ignorant.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, the backyard that he be talking to you in. Yes, with his wife and newborn baby. Yes, with his wife and newborn baby.
What is literally what's wrong with you?
You're not going to tell her that you're married?
You are dumb.
No, so now you're not married, Termaine Williams? Huh? What?
How do you have a conversation with a guy like that?
I mean, as you can see from the video, you really don't. Like I said, you know, it was numerous of times. Like when I had busted him out about them hearing, you know, that, and he kept saying it's just for music and this and that. But as I explained, you know, when he first met Chyna, I was pregnant. After I had the baby, he was still messing with her. So it was kind of like, I mean, what were you gonna do? Because at that point, it was multiple recordings, so you only heard one. It was not one. Oh, I think I sent you all four, but it was multiple recordings through the time. He had only met her in October, and I think they stopped talking some like time at end of February, something like that.
Okay, so did he ever come clean? Did he ever say what was going on, or has he denied it the entire time?
He denied it the entire time then, yes.
And even Blac Chyna, didn't she deny it as well?
Mm-hmm. I have her emails too. She denied it. I think she went on the Jasmine brand and made a statement saying, calling me a liar, or not a liar, but she just basically said it wasn't true. It's just music. It's the same thing he said. So denying it.
Now, how far did their relationship go, and how much of an impact did it have on you?
I was pregnant at the time. I was 8 months pregnant when they first started messing around. So a huge impact. And obviously I was extremely hormonal because of the IVF, which I don't know if most people know about IVF, but it increases your hormones. You're like, even when you're pregnant, it's like to the 10th power. So that was probably the lowest point of my life. You go through, I'm 40. So, it was kind of like you're having this child, and the next thing you know, this man is, taking all your money and spending it on this woman, and now you have no money. You're about to go through this alone. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, can you talk a little bit about that, taking all the money and spending it? What do you mean?
So the time he was messing with Chyna, we had money kind of like saved up. So I noticed that I didn't notice at first that he was taking little by little. I didn't notice until after I got out of the hospital from having the baby. He had completely wiped out the safe when I came back from the hospital, and the money was gone.
How much we talking about?
It was like $30,000.
$30,000.
Mm-hmm.
And where do you believe that $30,000 went to?
I can only go by what Rick Aaron, his manager, I'm not sure what he is, manager, publicist, kept receipts of it. So, I mean, it's, I think the receipts said a lot of the, they had some trips in San Diego. They went, all different types of places. It was a mix between like our money, because he was, like I said, it was from October to February of 2022. So I mean, from that time, our money was from the beginning, and then he had got $25,000 from an NFT deal off of your friend's name, the real Luce Cannon. So between that first $30,000, that first money, our money went real quick. I don't even know exactly what they were doing or where they were going, but the $25,000 that he got from the NFT was $500 crab legs. He got our gate fixed. I think it was like $1,000 on some homies. I don't know. He broke it down very, very well.
So basically, he was tricking on this girl.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. I mean, $500 crab legs. I ain't never got no $500 crab legs.
Now, what do you know about this guy you mentioned, Rick Aaron? This is the guy that's sending emails all over the place that wants to book Luce Cannon so he can talk about how Nipsey Hussle was assassinated by people that we've already know have nothing to do with. Have you seen that email?
I don't think so.
Okay. Like, he's literally writing in the email, Luce Cannon wants to go on your show and talk about how Nipsey Hussle was set up.
I mean, I think I've sent you enough information on Rick Aaron. Rick Aaron has been around since I've been, and he kind of facilitated that whole Blac Chyna thing. They were trying to get Blac Chyna into some contracts and stuff like that, because I think she was trying to do music at the time. She didn't have a manager, so Rick Aaron was sending out same emails to everybody saying, I manage Blac Chyna and Luce Cannon, and he wanted to try to get them some contracts and all types of stuff. So this is what he does. I mean, it's normal, which I think I sent you the DMs that he sent me apologizing for the publicity stunt that they're pulling with Blac Chyna. He didn't mean for it to go that far and blah, blah, blah.
Now, normally when you decide to start a divorce, if you guys don't have a whole bunch of assets, it shouldn't take that long, maybe 6 months to a year for everything to take place.
Correct.
Why in 2024 you're still currently married to him?
So when I first filed for the divorce in California, you have to wait 6 months. I didn't want to wait the 6 months. So I was sending him tons of emails. That's why I had called Charisse, the mother, to try to expedite it. They refused. So I waited the 6 months out. And then I want to say, with a child, you have to go through, so not only through a divorce because we have a child together, you also have to go through custody. So you have to figure out, arrangements for custody and things like that. Obviously, as everybody can see, he's not right in the head. He has some mental issues, clearly. So during that time, him and Charisse had actually hired a lawyer, a father's rights attorney called Mark Reels Jr., without my knowledge. And I guess planned to try to take the baby from me. So that little sneak attack had me put a halt on the divorce because at that point I wanted all rights terminated.
Wait. So this guy was trying to take the baby, even though he's on interviews like Tasha K, denying that he's the father of the child.
Yes.
All right, continue.
So once that happened, and I found out that he was hiring, because Mark Reels Jr. is some like known father's rights attorney. So I only found out because his big mouth told somebody, and the person came back and told me. So I contacted the lawyer, and whatever lavish lies he told him, the lawyer must have found out, because 3 days later I get an email saying we no longer represent Termaine Williams in this case. So, but once he did that, him and her did that little trick, I decided to put a halt on the divorce until I can get his parental rights terminated.
Okay, so is he challenging the parental rights? Is he trying to get?
No.
Okay, so then what is the holdup at this point?
Money. It costs money for a lawyer, and that's just not a priority for me. To, like I said, he doesn't know where I am. He doesn't know where I live. He has no, access to the baby at this point. So I have to terminate his parental rights. You can't do that through the divorce. So I would have to terminate his parental rights first before I proceed with the divorce. So let me make this very clear so everybody can understand. The only reason why I haven't proceeded with the divorce is because you have to remember, I never tried to keep the baby for him. The abuse was always towards me. It was never towards the baby. So mind you, I only stopped the divorce after the hospital incident. I put a halt on it after he put the baby in harm's way. That's when I wanted to amend him having access, because I never tried to take away custody or visitations or anything. But after him and Charisse pulled the hospital incident, that's when I wanted to amend amend the custody agreement. And then I wanted to take away complete parental rights after that point. So that was May 15th of 2020. So from that date, that's why I put a halt on it. So I have to terminate his rights first, and then I can proceed with the divorce. Okay. And that takes money. And my focus right now is not spending money on, this fool. I have a child to take care of who I get no help with. So, I'm not trying to do that.
So you said, let's talk about that. You get no help. When was the last time he's seen the child, and what type of assistance, financial assistance, has he given you in the past?
He last seen her when she was 6 months old at the hospital when he came and they did that little thing.
That was the last time.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that, a year and a half ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, about a year and a half ago.
And since that year and a half, does he, slide you some money from time to time for the daughter?
No. I mean, you just heard him say that's not his daughter. Didn't he just say I was a jump off and he sent me back to the streets and I came back? So, I mean, why would he do that? He doesn't take care of none of his kids. None of them. I mean, not one.
Do you know how many total kids he has?
5.
5 biological?
5 biological kids, and then he has 3 step kids.
And is in the life of any of those kids?
No.
Okay.
Not one. Charisse knows. I mean, she's had communication with Nikki before, the wife before me. So Charisse knows he has 2 sons with her, and he has her convinced that he pays Nikki $9,000 a month in child support.
And what does Nikki actually get from Termaine?
$0 a month for child support.
Now, we haven't talked about the first wife. What's her name and how many kids does she have with Termaine?
Her name is LaKenya. She's married now, so I think her married name is Haywood, but her prior name was, I think, Bailey. And she has 2 sons with Termaine, and then they're Justin and Jaden. They're adults now.
And have you had a chance to talk to her, meet her, and tell her what's going on with you?
Yeah, all the wives, we all talk.
All 3 of you guys talk?
All 3 of us.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm. All 3 of us.
Was it always friendly?
No, of course not. Of course not. So Kenya was the first wife. That was way when they were younger. Me and Nikki, absolutely not. It was very strained, obviously, because of the lies and the basically what's going on right now. So absolutely not. No.
I guess the reason also with Nikki is because the end of her relationship overlaps with the beginning of your relationship
Correct.
with Termaine.
Correct.
So there was probably a lot of tension there at the
There was
time.
a lot of tension. She was extremely hurt because she was blindsided. She didn't know that, you know, I existed, and she didn't know that she was about to be divorced in 2 seconds. And and like she said, you know, she has 5 kids. And I think, as you know, we talked about, her son is dying of kidney failure. So, and he was never aware that Termaine was not his biological father. So, which I didn't know. Nikki had told us, that was the first time I heard that he had actually told the boy that I'm not your dad, and I'm not taking care of you. No, I'm done. I'm not taking care of you. So he stopped claiming the boy at that point. Whenever he had told Nikki that.
Man, this is an incredible, crazy situations with all these wives.
It's a lot. It's
yeah,
a lot. It's a lot.
So, what do you want? What would you like to happen? This guy's parading all over the internet. And first, why do you think we just starting to see this guy in the last month jump on all these interviews?
I mean, like I said, I think people who know him know that he's a liar. I think that because he's, and I don't even know, I've heard of him. I've never met him in person, but WAC 100. I don't know whatever beef he has going on or whatever's happening, but I think he's using Termaine to kind of, I think he sees Termaine and Charisse are clout chasers, and they want this fame so bad. And this is not coming from me. This is them doing an interview saying that, you know, he's done this and done that, and she sold her body to get what she. So I mean, I think he's seen that, and I think that I think they're all using each other to get for different agendas. It's just sad that, you know, Termaine is dragging everybody else into this, like with the Shawnee O'Neal thing, and you know, Big U, and I think it was Drake and Meek Mill, like all these I don't know how anybody's even believing it, to be honest. I'm really shocked because I don't think. I just think people with common sense would think, hey, we've never heard of this guy ever before. He's just popping out of the blue with like 10 insane, crazy stories involving 10 big name people. And a lot of people who he knows aren't going to come out. Like Nipsey Hussle's not here to defend himself. And that's opening old wounds for his family. You know, why are we speaking about this? If you've known him and you've been his friend for so many years and all these lies and all this stuff, why are you just not saying something? It makes absolutely no sense. And I just would think that, but I guess, you know, people, like I said, care more about drama and lies than the truth.
Now, you were with Termaine on the day that Nipsey Hussle got shot, March 31st, 2019.
Yes.
Where were you guys at on that day?
2980 Garrettson Avenue, Corona, California, in the bed, laying down.
And when
we were preparing for we were having a pool party at our house that we were staying at currently during that time.
And do you know if he was in communications with Nip at that time?
No. Nip had never been around us. We had never been around Nipsey Hussle. So who we did know was his baby's mother. That's who we known during that time. But he's never, and like I said, I can only speak for 2018 till now. He has never had any type of relationship with Nipsey Hussle. He never had his phone number. He's never been around us. We never been around him. He's never went to the studio with him. He didn't do any music with him at all during that time.
Now, on the No Jumper interview, he said that he had called, he had spoke to Big U, and then he called Nip.
That he was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. And I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up, because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? That fuck are you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
But then in an interview from a year ago, he said that Nip called him.
No, it was just like I was more into producing and stuff. And then when I figured out, like right before Nip died, he was like, you got a voice. You need to take over and finish what I'm doing. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, cuz?
Nip told you that?
Yeah. So it was like, It was like 30 minutes before he died.
Well, how did he tell you? Through a text or what happened?
No, phone call. He called me.
Wow. Why do you think Nip would have said something like that?
I don't know. I just figured that he knew he was going to die.
So he called you and said you need to finish off where he left off?
Yeah, he was like, nobody's like you, cuz these niggas is jealous. They envious of you. I love what you're doing. I love you, little bro. And then 30 minutes later, he died.
I was there when he did the first interview with the lie that he said about Nip calling him. I just found out about this Big U thing thrown in, but that wasn't the original story. The original story was, Nip called me 30 minutes before he died, and he told me, I think his exact words, Nip told him, continue what I'm doing, be great, because people are just jealous of you. I think that was...
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody knows Nipsey, I don't think that he would. I don't even know how that sounds like him. That sounds real weird in itself. I mean, let's be serious. Nobody's ever heard of this guy, but Nip told him, continue my legacy because you're great and people are jealous of you.
It just sounds outlandish.
I mean, come on.
And he's given two different stories. In one story, Nip called him. New
story, yes.
And then the other story, he called Nip.
Correct. I think now it was Big U called him 30 minutes before Nipsey died, and then Nipsey called like right before he was dying. I don't know. So many lies now. It's gotten so out of control. I can't even keep up. But
well, I can tell you this. 30 minutes before Nip was shot, he was just pulling up into the parking lot. He was in that parking lot for 25 minutes. So that means he was in his car 30 minutes before he got shot, probably on Slauson somewhere.
I mean, there's tons of videos. I mean, I don't know why anybody does. There's videos of the last 25 minutes of his life. So
correct. I'm the one that did that video.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, it was all over. So, I mean, again, like I said, there's receipts to show. So I don't understand how that's possible. And then another thing that I don't think anybody thought about, doesn't make sense to me, is how are you timing somebody's death? How would he know? I'm curious, did he clock like, okay, Big U called me at this time and Nipsey died at this specific time? I'm just really confused on that. Like, how is he pinpointing exact moments? Is anybody thinking about that? How does he know the exact moment that like, it doesn't make sense? Because you have to think, if somebody gets shot, you have to look at the exact time. So how does he know that time he got a phone, unless he has the exact phone log on his phone to show Nipsey's phone number? That's the only way you're going to know an exact time.
Did he ever show you any phone records of conversations he had with Nip at that time in 2019?
No, because I have the phone records.
You have all the phone records?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were planning a party in 2019. It was actually on April 6th. And I think he did an interview saying, I want to say he said that that week he was kind of like in the hood and this and that. And I mean, I have videos to show he was right there in Corona, California with me.
Okay. So what do you want to happen? What do you want this guy to do? Do you have any expectations, any requests, any demands that you would want from either him or the people he's doing interviews with?
Oh yeah. Do your research. I mean, don't just take somebody's word for it. I think my big thing is that, I just think it's time for, as people, we have to think about, I know these, today it's gossip and drama and it's funny and people think it's cool, but you have to remember there's children behind this. Everybody that he's involving in these lies, they have families, they have children, and he's playing a dangerous game. Putting people's name involved in murders and conspiracies and robberies and this and that, that's playing with people's lives. And I don't know how a community can rally or even support a man who has multiple domestic violence charges, multiple marriages, and he is literally on camera saying he's never been married, he has no kids, he's this, and it's public record. Do your research. Think about this. How can you trust anything or do business with any man who doesn't take care of his children? As a man or a woman. If he can turn on his children, you don't think he's going to turn on you at some point?
Yeah, so he has domestic violence allegations with wife number 1,
Mm-hmm.
wife number 2, Carnekia, Nikki, and wife number 3, Gigi.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Charisse, he's gonna be whipping your ass in due time as well.
Oh, he has a DV charge with her too.
Oh, is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have the paperwork.
Final thoughts, final words, to let the people know.
Man, stop believing these lies. You guys stop with the stuff. I mean, let's be serious. You got a woman who clearly is 40 years old, and I think she said it best herself. She'll do anything as selling her body, ruining and sleeping with married men as she's painting out, putting out there herself to get on. So, I mean, you got to stop letting people, whatever demons they're fighting, letting that, control the narrative. Do your research. Things are public record. It's public knowledge, but also consider the source. You have a woman and a man who are clearly not mentally stable. They're not right in the head. Why would we even entertain these clowns? Come on.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I've been on top of this situation is because I know the real Luce Cannon.
I know.
And the real Luce Cannon is getting phone calls every day.
Exactly.
In New York. Hey, why'd you say this? Why'd you say that about Big U? That wasn't me. Why'd you say that about such and such? That wasn't me. So he's having to defend his name, a name that he's had for probably 40, longer than this guy's been alive. Mm-hmm. And, that's my boy. And he's the one that really worked with Nas. He used to manage Nas. He worked with Naughty by Nature, New Edition.
Keisha Cole.
Keisha Cole.
Mary J. Blige.
No, he never worked with Mary J. Okay. Yeah, he never worked with Mary J. He never worked with 50. But he worked with a lot of people in hip hop.
Oh, so Cannon added that onto his name?
Yeah, he added.
Oh my
the
goodness.
Fake Luce Cannon. Look.
He got that added on?
The Fake Luce Cannon kind of added on to the resume of the real Luce Cannon.
Oh my goodness.
So, and I've been knowing this guy since day one. And he's been going through it with all the calls that he's getting.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. So I just, imply anybody who I don't know anybody who associates with him, but anybody who does, I would stay far away as possible. And for me, I just ask that he sign over the rights. That's it, to the child that he's claiming is not his. That's all I want.
Well, the last thing I want to say is all you guys out there that have these platforms doing interviews, you need to be accountable for the guests that come on your show.
Absolutely.
You need to do your research on these clowns.
Absolutely.
And it's very simple. It's very easy. If someone says they're married or they're not married, just pull it up on the website. Just type in the name and it'll show you whether they're married or not. I went on to the same website that has your marriage in there and I typed in Charisse Mills' name and nothing comes up. So like you said earlier, we know they're not married in the county of Clerk.
Correct.
City of Las Vegas.
Right.
But who knows? Maybe they got married somewhere else. And if they did, they're practicing a bigamous.
Oh, well, I'm waiting for them to produce the marriage certificate. So I'm going to let it be known right now.
Oh, yeah.
Show the marriage certificate.
Hey,
because
Termaine.
that'll be the day that I'll be, she said that they'll be in jail. That'll be the day I'll be pressing charges and they will be in jail.
Termaine, show that marriage certificate that you had with Charisse.
Please give it to me.
Yeah, show us that you're a bigamist as well.
Yes, please. I'd love to have that piece. So if anybody sees that, please send it to me.
Well, I want to thank you for tapping in, Gigi.
I appreciate you
on another episode in Streets and Scholars. I'm at Alex Alonso 101 on all social media platforms. And that's another episode, another fire episode of Streets and Scholars.